on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is your #1 source for all WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com. This is Off The Script. This is number 40, part number 3. To close out your Survivor Series weekend, November 23rd, 2014. Grab your cold beverages, man. I got mine all ready to go, motherfucker. Grab your cold beverages. This may be one of the most action-packed, news-filled part 3s I've ever done in the history of Off The Script. You guys have been tweeting me. You guys have been fucking commenting on my Mario Kart videos, my Call of Duty videos. JD, did you hear about Sting? I heard about Sting. I know you guys were asking me, to talk about this. I got every little detail regarding Sting and potentially more surprises at the Survivor Series on Sunday night tonight on the WWE Network. I'm so excited. I got so much news, I'm not even going to do my usual plugs, man. I'll save them for the end of the video. But I do quickly want to go over, if you missed my WWE 2K15 Universe mode and create a character in MyCareer mode, man. Go and check those 2 videos out. They're at the very top of this description. And if you missed Off The Script, parts 1 and 2, those will be there as well. Go and check all that shit out. Thank you for all the support and love. I greatly appreciate it. And I would love if you guys would check that shit out down below in the description, right? I will give the rest of my guys props at the end of this video, but it's got so much to do with Sting, man, right now. I want to talk about this. You guys have been asking for it. I got every last little detail regarding Sting. Let's get right into it, man. Off The Script, number 40. Sting may debut for the WWE at the Survivor Series on November 23rd, 2014, according to a new report from PWInsider.com. The former WCW and TNA World Heavyweight Champion has been told to make his way to St. Louis, where the annual November pay-per-view event will emanate on November 23rd. The man called Sting has never set foot inside a WWE ring on pay-per-view or television. The only time Sting has ever been in any sort of match for the company has been when gamers have selected the playable character Sting in WWE's latest installment of video games, WWE 2K15. Sting was a bonus character gamers received if they pre-ordered the company's latest video game title. Reports have hit the web about Sting's possible involvement within the company since he ended his tenure with TNA in January. Although some reports claimed that the Icon had signed a Legends deal with WWE prior to WrestleMania 30, others have claimed that Sting and WWE only signed a deal to produce WWE licensed merchandise featuring the superstar's likeness. Merchandise began hitting WWEshop.com in July after his involvement with the game was announced, while rumors claimed Sting would be competing in at least one match for the company. The contract that he signed also included him at special events, signings, press conferences, and, like I mentioned, his inclusion in WWE 2K15, okay? Now, Sting has been lobbying for one more match, preferably at WrestleMania 31. The opponent that Sting has been waiting to face at his first and possibly only WrestleMania is The Undertaker. Sting has said on a number of occasions that The Undertaker is who he wants to have his WrestleMania moment with, although he has also stated that superstars such as John Cena, Triple H, or Daniel Bryan are all great talent that he would love to work with in the future. Sting's involvement at Survivor Series may lead to an encounter with one of those competitors should he appear on the program. Now, PWInsider.com reports that the company wants to use the debut of Sting on November 23rd to help gain subscribers to the WWE Network, as the event will be free for new subscribers in the month of November. Their belief is that Sting being featured on the event will force people who didn't see his debut to subscribe in order to watch, and it will bring more eyes back to WWE programming the following night on Monday Night Raw, as the company proceeds to build towards its next pay-per-view, TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, okay? Where Sting will fit in is yet to be seen, but one has to imagine if he debuts, it will have to play a major part in the event's main attraction, which will see Team Cena face Team Authority. If Team Cena loses, everyone on his team, aside from Cena, will be fired. If Team Authority loses, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon will no longer be in power, okay? Moving on with much more information regarding this potential debut of Sting, okay? Dave Meltzer noted on F4WOnline.com that unless plans change, there is supposed to be another surprise at Survivor Series tomorrow night. Saturday night, I'm recording this, which you guys will be seeing us on Sunday, so in retrospect, it will be tonight, okay? Not any of the two names mentioned earlier, which was Randy Orton and now Sting. Randy Orton will be at Survivor Series in St. Louis. Guarantee that, okay? This surprise was described as a surprise return, and I quote, that wouldn't surprise you too much, okay? Meltzer noted that he was told that on Monday he was told that this would be another surprise WWE has in store for Survivor Series. As I reported, okay, I reported this, I believe, last week, Randy Orton is going to be at the Survivor Series, and in fact is in St. Louis, and is expected to be at the show on Sunday night. Meltzer noted that Orton was and always was a possibility, but the surprise he's talking about is not Orton or Sting. In regard to the Sting rumors, he said that it could be that WWE wants it out and made sure that Sting and the news of his debut got out, or it could be that Mike Johnson knows someone close to Sting. Mike Johnson, who was apparently working for PW Insider, okay? As noted, Jim Ross wondered if Sting and the rumor of his debut was leaked by WWE on purpose to generate buzz for the show and to get more people to sign up for the WWE Network. We'll find out tonight if Sting does indeed make his WWE debut at the Survivor Series. Santino Marella is scheduled for Raw, and I doubt it will be Santino, as WWE would be fucking insane to consider Santino a surprise for the Survivor Series. My logical guess here, okay, I'm going to take two cracks at this. Tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if you disagree, tell me if you agree, okay? My guess would be Roman Reigns. I'm going with Roman Reigns as a possible, re-debut at the Survivor Series. It all will play into the Team Authority, Team Cena storyline. That would make sense. It's easy to transition Roman Reigns into that whole scenario with the Authority and Triple H and Seth Rollins and whatever else they got going on there. The other one I'm thinking about, which is a complete long shot, but it's not out of the realm of possibility, could be The Undertaker. It could be The Undertaker. I don't know how they would play him into that role, but if Sting is going to be there, you know, The Undertaker, just by default, is always going to be mentioned in the same breath. If Sting is going to be debuting at Survivor Series, The Undertaker is always going to be mentioned, so I'm going to throw that out there. It's unlikely that we see Taker at Survivor Series, but my money would be on Roman Reigns. Orton is going to be there regardless. It's in St. Louis. I've been predicting this for weeks now. I do not find that to be a surprise. WWE would be completely foolish not to invite Orton or fly Orton out to Survivor Series to have him be a part of the show. It would just be stupid, okay? Hulk Hogan's a possibility, but that would not be a surprise. Same goes for Ric Flair. Again, nobody wants to see those old geezers, and they have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on WWE TV at the moment. Roman Reigns is probably the most logical guess here, okay? Continuing on. Jim Ross actually wondered on Twitter if the Sting rumors were just a planted leak to get a buzz for tonight's pay-per-view. For the record, Dave Meltzer has not confirmed if these rumors are true. PWI, Pro Wrestling Insiders, Mike Johnson has been very, very hit and miss in recent years, but hopefully everyone, concerning their feelings regarding Sting, hopefully this Sting stuff turns out to be true. Ross is right to speculate, though. You think that a name as big as Sting would be kept a secret from most people in WWE. The Rock's return on Raw a few weeks ago, where he mingled with Rusev, was only known by a small group of people, and the only reason why they were even given a hint of speculation before Raw was because of a tweet The Rock posted about being in New York City for meetings with Time Warner. Now, I really don't know what to think about this, okay? You gotta understand. If you keep Sting's debut a secret, alright, it's gonna be one of the biggest moments in years that the WWE has ever had happen on its program, okay? When The Rock when The Rock showed up in Brooklyn, alright, for Monday Night Raw, and he mingled with Rusev, and he did that whole spiel with Rusev in the ring on Monday Night Raw. When he came out, okay, Monday Night Raw was at such a low point that when he came out and the music hit and he was in the ring and he was doing his whole spiel, it was great to see. We missed that kind of excitement, man. Everything just gelled that night. You had the New York City crowd. It was Brooklyn. People, were genuinely shocked to see Dwayne Johnson on Monday Night Raw. It just added to the overall good feeling of the audience. They did not pay their ticket of admission to see The Rock. They had no idea The Rock was going to be there. Nobody in the crowd knew The Rock was going to be there. But when his music hit and he was doing his thing in the ring, it was fucking magical, man. Those are the moments. Those are the moments that make TV great for WWE. It would be even bigger if Sting just came out of nowhere and you seen him standing in a WWE ring. But the WWE, if they're all about the network and they want people to subscribe, and they made the network free for a reason this month, okay? No company should be giving away their top product for free, all right? It cheapens the product, it reeks of desperation, and it just signifies that the WWE is struggling to captivate an audience to subscribe to the network, man. If you're a wrestling fan, you're going to subscribe to the WWE Network regardless. It's all about getting those people hooked on nostalgia, okay? It's all about getting the new people, the new generation, reacclimated and familiar with what WWE was in the past. Sting represents the past. I think it would be wise for the WWE to really let this news out, which was leaked last night. You guys were tweeting me. You guys were Facebooking me. You guys were, going on my Call of Duty videos and saying, JD, did you hear about the Sting news? I heard about it, but when I recorded Off the Script Part 2, the news already broke, and I already had that recorded. So I really couldn't talk about it on Part 2. So obviously I was going to save it for Part 3. WWE, if they want to maximize Sting, if they want to maximize the Survivor Series, which is dead in the water as it is right now because it's a one-match pay-per-view, WWE didn't do anything for Survivor Series but book Team Authority and Team Cena. That's the only thing that they concentrated on when they were building towards this pay-per-view. They have absolutely nothing else on the card that's going to make anyone order this pay-per-view besides that one match. And they're hyping this match up as the biggest Survivor Series match of all time. Meanwhile, I could name at least 3 or 4 other matches that happened at Survivor Series that had bigger implications on the company regardless of what is going on right now with Team Cena and Team Authority. Okay, so it's just silly of them to say that, and I've been wanting to talk about that. But I haven't done a Monday Night Raw review in a few weeks because the shows have been so boring and so bad. But what I'm trying to say is that WWE would be wise to build Sting's debut and leak the information. You gotta leak the information, because if people know, if people are hearing from higher sources, higher ups, credible sources, that Sting is going to be at the Survivor Series in some way, shape, or form, if you're a casual fan and you don't own the network, you're going to see Sting on WWE TV, and you're going to be like, I can see this every month. Sting is back in wrestling. Sting is back actively competing. He's going to be on WWE TV. He's going to be on Monday Night Raw. I'm going to subscribe to the network, man. $9.99, take my money. You're going to usher in a whole new audience simply because you are getting the word out there that Sting is going to be at the Survivor Series. And it would be wise of them just to get some hype behind this pay-per-view. They've done nothing for this pay-per-view, like I said, except for Team Cena and Team Authority. So this is a wise move. Now, Jim Ross is speculating. He's wondering if this is a planted leak to get buzz behind a show that has absolutely no steam behind it. That would be so bad. I have no words in the English language to describe how bad that would be. WWE does not want to piss off any fans any longer for the remainder of this year, man. They've been giving us lackluster product, shitty product, boring product on television week in and week out. If you are going to simply plant a leak and get buzz and say Sting is going to be on the pay-per-view, and every fucking credible news source on the internet is reporting Sting is going to be there. You got guys like me and Sean's View and Joe Cronin and everybody else talking about Sting is going to be there all over the internet. And then when we watch Survivor Series, he's not going to be there. Do you know how bad everyone is going to feel? Even more so about the product. It may be, you know what? Fuck you, WWE. I'm done with this shit. WWE really needs to give the fans what they want. We've been clamoring for a Sting debut for years now in WWE. This is the opportunity. If it makes sense, if you filled him in somehow to the point where it's going to make sense and his debut is going to be memorable, fine. Do it. I'm all for it. I like that the word is out. It's going to get buzz behind an already stale and boring pay-per-view that's pretty much built on one match. They needed to do something. They needed to do something. I don't know if this was in the cards. I don't know if this was planned. But this may be a last-minute decision by Vince and everyone else running the WWE right now, because they know Survivor Series has absolutely nothing behind it besides Cena and the Authority. There's nothing behind this pay-per-view. So, if they're doing Sting, they're doing it the right way. Get the word out. And obviously, it's only going to enhance the WWE Network and the audience that they're going to attract. It's only going to bring good vibes, good news, WWE's way, okay? I like that they let it out. I like that he's possibly going to be there. And this may lead to something else with Sting, man. This may find him a new, I would say, role on WWE TV. What if the Authority loses, man? What if the Authority loses? Or, you know, the Authority's on the verge of winning and then they end up losing tomorrow night or tonight at Survivor Series, right? And then Sting is the reason for their loss. And then Vince McMahon appoints Sting as the new GM, the new power on Monday Night Raw. You have a new role for him, and it's leading into the new year. You got a permanent spot for Sting on TV. So you can fill him in that role if the Authority loses, man. He could be the new man in charge, the new power on Monday Night Raw. That would be fucking awesome. Sting as the general manager, man. That would get people interested in watching Monday Night Raw. A lot of people will tune in simply to see Steve Borden on WWE TV, in a WWE ring. You know, back and forth with John Cena, back and forth with Triple H. That's fucking captivating television, man. That is going to be captivating television, and I think the WWE should really, you know, do that and go along with something like that if they got plans for Sting leading into the future on Monday Night Raw. But simply, that would be a mark-out moment, all right? Taker, Roman Reigns, possibilities to be the other surprises. Orton's going to be there. Mentioned Santino, Hogan, Flair. That's unimportant. That's not going to happen at the Survivor Series. But that's what I think of Sting. All right, that's what I think is going to happen with Sting. I'm looking forward to it. They got me excited. I can't wait to get out of work on Sunday and go home and drink a few beers and watch the Survivor Series. Like I said, I will be doing a Survivor Series complete breakdown, review, and results right here on YouTube.com right after the show goes off the air. Do not miss it. I will be tweeting it out if you're not following me on Twitter at JDfromNY206. But that is the latest breaking news on Sting debuting in the WWE. Moving on, 2015 Royal Rumble pay-per-view is fast approaching. My favorite pay-per-view of the calendar year in WWE. It's only 2 months away. This year's showing of the Royal Rumble is coming to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, after previous year's showing from across the pond in Pittsburgh. All right, that was this year in 2014 came to you from Pittsburgh. 2015, the Rumble match was once advertised to have 40 competitors, but now that it appears it will be the standard 30, which is good. All right. This year's Royal Rumble will be no different from past editions of the historied event. It may very well feature in-ring returns from main event stars such as Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, possibly, etc., etc. COO Triple H may even be in action, as he is rumored to be facing Ryback at the event, which I reported in Part 2 as the main story on Part 2 of Off The Script. If you missed that, go check it out down below. As always, the Royal Rumble match itself will contain many surprise entrances and appearances, perhaps some that are jaw-dropping. Angle, maybe. Hopefully, Daniel Bryan comes back. You know, Roman Reigns is going to be there. We'll see, man. It's going to be a great Royal Rumble, I have a feeling. But PW Insider, again, has recently published a report which looks at some potential surprise entrants into the 2015 Royal Rumble. The website noted that there has already been talk within WWE of having 1 or 2 ECW alumni showcased in the match, with the event being at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, the city that first called ECW home. WWE wants to capitalize with ECW having some representation in the Royal Rumble. 2 names that have already popped up are Rob Van Dam and Tommy Dreamer. Van Dam is currently with WWE, but has been taking time off since August. Dreamer, on the other hand, has been recently doing some work with TNA. He worked the company's Bound for Glory pay-per-view and has intertwined TNA stars with his House of Hardcore promotion. There has also been speculation about having the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon, return in the 2015 Royal Rumble. The two may have been away from WWE since 2005, recently finishing up a run with TNA. WWE is reportedly interested in bringing the duo back, and the Royal Rumble may be the perfect time to do so. Angle, the Dudleys, Dreamer, you got Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns. This Royal Rumble looks to be stacked, man, if the WWE books it correctly. But if the Dudley Boys are in the Royal Rumble, make sure you got some clean fucking underwear on, man. I'm going to mark out like a motherfucker, man. I may mark out tomorrow night big time when I see Sting, man. I'm not even the biggest Sting guy. But to see him in a WWE ring, that's going to be fucking exciting. But the Dudley Boys back on WWE TV and getting the tables out in the Royal Rumble and that music hitting and they're coming down the aisle, man, that is going to be fucking amazing. I hope the WWE goes through with that. I hope they do end up signing a deal, bringing them back to the WWE. And the Royal Rumble, man, always exciting. You can't fuck up the Royal Rumble, man. It's going to be fucking epic this year. Or in 2015, I should say, January. I can't wait for it. It's my favorite pay-per-view of the calendar year. So that is the latest news on the Royal Rumble, all right? According to a new report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Seth Rollins will likely main event WWE TLC in December. The report states that Rollins is expected to be in the main event involving 1 or 2 different scenarios. All right, December pay-per-view. That is the marquee pay-per-view for WWE. Tables, ladders, and chairs. He may face his former authority brethren, Randy Orton, in the main event. Orton and Rollins have orchestrated an upcoming feud over the last 5 or 6 weeks of WWE television, with Orton's last appearance on Monday Night Raw providing the writing on the wall that he had with Rollins and will likely cross paths with him upon his return. Orton was attacked by the Authority, most notably Rollins, who laid waste to the Viper with a vicious curb stomp to send Orton off TV with a scripted injury. Orton has missed the last 2 weeks of television in order to film his part in the upcoming WWE Studios film, The Condemned 2: Desert Prey. Throughout their time together as members of the Authority, Orton and Rollins never saw eye to eye, with Orton believing that he was the top guy in the faction, while Triple H and Stephanie made it clear that all of their eggs was in Rollins' younger and more aggressive demeanor, all right? Especially with the Money in the Bank briefcase, with Rollins having that over his head. All of Stephanie's trust and Triple H, all went to Rollins. So that's what the report is saying. The two attacked each other on multiple occasions, leading to the November 3rd edition of Monday Night Raw, which saw Orton leave the company on a stretcher. The two will most likely battle in a grudge-infused TLC match on December 14th. The Wrestling Observer newsletter also states that the match could also include John Cena. However, Cena may end up facing World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar at the event, as the two are set to face off for the title in either December or January. Cena is currently being advertised for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view as a contestant in the 30-man over-the-top rope battle royal that shares the event's name, which could mean Cena and Lesnar's third confrontation for the WWE title may very well happen at TLC instead. Either way you look at it, TLC looks like it's going to end WWE's pay-per-view calendar year with a nice little bang, man. I love TLC. It always gets me hyped. I love the concept of the tables, ladders, and chairs match, one of my favorite matches in WWE currently. But if they're shaping it up with Rollins and Orton and Cena and Lesnar, man, should be an epic pay-per-view, man. It looks very exciting. Reports hint, speaking of Brock Lesnar, towards Brock Lesnar returning to UFC following WrestleMania 31. As previously reported, the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion has been weighing his options in terms of whether or not he wants to stay in WWE following March 29th or if he wants to return to UFC. In a recent press conference held in Las Vegas, UFC President Dana White claims that Lesnar has indeed informed him that he wants to return to the company, or is indeed interested in returning to the company after working all his required dates for WWE. Lesnar's contract with World Wrestling Entertainment will expire in the second week of April 2015. White says, Brock Lesnar's under contract with WWE. We have a great relationship with him. He's healthy, and he has said that he's interested in fighting again. We'll see what happens. Paul Heyman, Lesnar's advocate, also claims that Lesnar is healthy and can conquer anything he puts his mind on doing, okay? He's healthy. His body is not spending so much energy fighting off serious intestinal injuries. He's healthy for the first time in years, and I think his potential is limitless. He's a once-in-a-lifetime athlete. This is Jim Thorpe, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Gordie Howe, Wayne Gretzky. This is a once-in-a-lifetime athlete. If Brock Lesnar ever fought healthy in UFC, I don't see any fighter that could have ever touched him. Previously reported news sites claimed that Lesnar was leveraging a new deal with UFC using numbers being offered by WWE. As current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Lesnar is expected to headline WrestleMania 31, possibly against Roman Reigns. That is a rumor as of right now. While the champion is set to possibly face John Cena at TLC in December, the Beast is not expected to lose the gold until March 29th. While WWE wants to keep Lesnar on payroll, it seems as if he is legitimately contemplating a jump back to the company he departed from 2012. WrestlingRumors.net will definitely keep you up to date on Lesnar's possible move. That's where I got this news article, okay? Now, my opinion on Brock Lesnar. I'm happy to see him leave, because if he leaves, I'm definitely going to be catching interest in UFC again. Wherever, I was a big fan of Lesnar when he was fighting in UFC, when he was being successful over there. I actually watched the product because Lesnar was over there. If Lesnar leaves WWE, I will follow his progress in UFC. I will once again catch interest in UFC. If he stays with WWE, fine. I don't want to see him go, man. I love Lesnar on the fucking payroll. I love him on the roster. He only enhances the product when he's there, okay? He's had a great run. I love the intensity he brings to the product. It's more real when he's there. Every time you see him, it's must-see TV. So it's going to be a bittersweet, a bittersweet situation if you lose Brock Lesnar. If he goes to UFC, it's going to be great. I do see him being successful, and I will follow his every move in UFC. if he leaves WWE, we lost one hell of a talent, man. But it's going to come down to Brock Lesnar. It's going to come down to what he wants. Does he want to stay in WWE, or does he want to fight for real in UFC? And it's all going to be about money. Lesnar is no dummy. Whoever's going to pay him more, that's where he will go. I'm sure Vince wants to keep Lesnar on the roster. I don't think Vince wants to see Lesnar go to UFC again. So I'm sure Vince, when the time is right, when the time comes to it, they'll renegotiate a deal. And if Lesnar doesn't want it, it's going to be completely up to him, man. He's going to go to UFC and do what he wants. All right. But it's all going to come down to what Lesnar wants. It's all going to come down to money. So we really don't know right now. These are just reports merely from WrestlingRumors.net, from the Wrestling Observer. I've been getting reports about Lesnar. I've been reading the same thing. We don't know. It's only going to be up to Lesnar. We'll find out more as WrestleMania draws closer, okay? Former Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett, Bad News Barrett, should return to action in 4 to 6 weeks. As previously reported, Barrett will be appearing on the WWE Survivor Series kickoff as a panelist, where he will likely reveal the bad news to the WWE Universe. The latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter claims that 4 to 6 weeks is Barrett's current timeline to return to in-ring action. He was hoping to be back in active competition by November 10th so that he could wrestle in front of the Liverpool, England crowd during Monday Night Raw, but that would have been a risk for the superstar, as he could have possibly gotten re-injured as he wasn't completely rehabilitated then. According to the report, Barrett is pretty close to having full strength back in his shoulder, but he's lost a lot of weight over the last 5 months. Barrett suffered a separated shoulder at the hands of Jack Swagger just 5 days before the 2014 Money in the Bank pay-per-view and has been recovering from shoulder surgery ever since July. Barrett is hoping to be medically cleared by WWE officials in 3 weeks, which then will give him time to go to Orlando and do some in-ring training to knock off the ring rust at the WWE Performance Center before returning to WWE TV. Officials hoped he would be back in time to work an Intercontinental Championship program with Dolph Ziggler, but now that Luke Harper is the IC champ, it is unsure about how Barrett will be brought back onto WWE TV. I can't wait till he returns. He's one of my favorite guys on the roster. New reports have provided an update on Chris Jericho returning to the WWE in January. As previously reported, Jericho is currently being advertised for WWE live events around the 2015 Royal Rumble, leading to rumors that he may be participating in the 28th annual edition of the event. According to Dave Meltzer of the Figure4WrestlingOnline.com website and Wrestling Observer newsletter, while it's always possible that Jericho will make an appearance as an entrant in the Royal Rumble on January 25th, he is not expected to appear on television in the upcoming months. Jericho is reportedly working out a deal with the company that will see him in a major part of WWE live events in January, February, and March, but not require him to be on television or pay-per-view broadcasts. Meltzer claims the plan for Jericho as of now is to work a schedule as the reverse Brock Lesnar. Lesnar, who is the reigning and defending WWE champion, only works select TV and pay-per-view dates while never appearing at WWE house shows. Jericho will be doing the opposite of Lesnar, working live events but not TV. According to the report, Jericho wants his TV and pay-per-view returns to the company to be surprises, so he is currently telling people that he will not be appearing at the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania 31. However, he will be on the road with the company during January, and if a superstar suffers an injury or has to take a leave of absence during this time, it is said that Jericho will likely be the first person asked to step into that vacant spot. As for his claims on not being available for WrestleMania 31, Jericho will be on tour with Fozzy from March 4th to the 21st, so he will not be working any WWE live events during those 3 weeks. However, this does mean Jericho's schedule is currently open on March 29th, although he wouldn't be able to build towards a Mania match on WWE television the 3 weeks prior to the biggest event of the year. That is the latest on Chris Jericho. And finally, guys, the updated card for NXT TakeOver Revolution live on the WWE Network, December 11th at 8 p.m. And I seen, what's his name? Kevin Steen's promo. Really nothing special. He's coming on the 11th. If you've seen it, you can watch it on WWE.com or WWE Network. Not the network, the fucking YouTube site. Whatever the YouTube site is for WWE, Fan Nation. But WWE NXT Revolution, man, TakeOver. NXT Championship, Adrian Neville versus Sami Zayn. If Zayn loses, he must leave World Wrestling Entertainment forever. NXT Tag Team Championship, the Lucha Dragons, Sin Cara and Kalisto versus the Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Simon Gotch. NXT Women's Championship, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, and the in-ring debut of Kevin Steen. And not yet announced, but possibly taking place, the Ascension versus Hideo Itami and Finn Balor. That is going to be one hell of a fucking event, man. That may be the fucking best pay-per-view or the best special event on WWE programming in 2014, man. That's actually looking better than Survivor Series. That's how you build it. That's how you build a special event, man. I can't wait to see that. Should be interesting. I may even do a live review on that, man. I don't know yet. So look forward to that. I can't wait for NXT Takeover Revolution on December 11th. 2014 on the WWE Network, man. And that is Off the Script, guys. Number 40, out with a bang. Part number 3. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on your way out the door. Greatly helps out my channel. If you missed my WWE 2K15 content, Universe Mode, Career Mode, link down below. If you missed Part 1 and Part 2 of Off the Script, link down below. Joe Cronin Show, YouTube and Twitter, down below. The guys over at Talking Wrestling Network, man, links are down below. I was on Around the Point. If you want to go check that video out with me and those guys, link is down below. Chairshot Reality, LeBar Eisenberg, Ghoulish, and everything that they do, YouTube and WrestleZone.com, links are down below. Go and support all those motherfuckers, man. It would mean the world to me, and I greatly appreciate it. They certainly appreciate it. Thank you for watching Off the Script, guys. Remember, I will be here right after Survivor Series goes off the air with a live review and results of the big event. Will Sting be there? Will The Undertaker be there? Roman Reigns, Randy Orton. Will Team Cena pull out the win against The Authority? We don't know, man. Should be an exciting night. Look forward to that on my channel. As soon as it goes off the air, reviewing results for the Survivor Series. I'm out, guys. I'll see you later tonight. Until then, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.